In the news this week, further concerns were raised over the possible sacking of Ryan Marron.
WA emergency response teams test their skills for mining safety.
And Coburn's eco shark barrier is back in the water.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Lund and Daniel Stanislav.
Good evening. The possible sacking of paralysed police officer Ryan Marron has outraged many West Australians. The medically retired West Australian Police Officer Association has also expressed its concerns over the case. I spoke with the association's chairman earlier this week.
There is no doubt that at some stage Ryan Marron will lose his job within the police force. Every one of us that have gone out medically unfit so far has been served with a loss of confidence notice under Section 8 of the Police Act. That is a very bad section of the Police Act, and it's usually reserved to actually dismiss officers who have committed crimes or misdemeanours.
Do you think it should be repealed?
Absolutely. It should have been repealed a long time ago. There should be a separate standalone method of retiring police officers with dignity and honour.
Have you visited Ryan recently?
I haven't visited Ryan, no, but I have spoken with his wife's mother. We're going to try and link our organisation with the Ryan Marron Foundation so that we can be mutually beneficial in providing support for all police officers who are injured in the course of duty and their families.
Emergency response teams in WA have gone head-to-head in a search for the who's who of life-saving. Mines and Petroleum Minister Bill Marrion kicked off the annual emergency response competition in Perth this weekend. Darren McElwain reports.
Emergency teams in Western Australia were put to the test this weekend in search for distinguished rescuers.
They've got 8 different sort of tests they have to do, fire tests, confined space, rescues from heights, a whole lot of real-life situations that could happen on a mine site.
From fire rescues to car crash incidents, teams were assessed in different scenarios to test their strength and life-saving skills in WA's mine sites. 13 teams from 7 competitors participated in the contest, which was held at Langley Park. 200 volunteers participate in the event and have successfully raised $145,000 since 2011 for the trauma charity Miners Promise.
Oh look, I've just watched a fire rescue and I've got a bit of smoke in my lungs, and look, it was a real life experience, and I was very impressed by the way it was the Nifty Nickel team, how they put out the fire, rescued the patients.
Other organisations such as the Royal Flying Doctors, the Cancer Council WA, the Salvation Army and the Telethon Adventure have also benefited from the fundraising efforts. Darren McElwain, WAMN News.
Perth will be hosting the final round of the Union Cyclist International World Cycling Tour in 2016. The world's best amateur bike riders will be competing in and around some of the city's best-known destinations.
After being given responsibilities to host the qualifying bike races, Perth finally gets a chance to host the final race of the Union Cyclist International World Cycling Tour in 2016. Acting Tourism Minister John Day made the announcement this week at Kings Park.
I think the final here will be wonderful for Perth, the promotion of Perth and Western Australia nationally and internationally. 3
of the best international cyclists, including Jens Volt, Paul Sherwin and Hank Vogels, expressed their excitement over the upcoming event.
They showed me around. I went riding along the coast to see the ocean a little bit, along the river a little bit. It's beautiful. It's a lovely place.
So it is pretty much a dream come true to have another World Championship here in Western Australia, the World UWCT World Final. It has been massive, Velo Fest, but I think this is just going to be 10 times bigger.
Perth will also host the Tour de Perth and the Telethon Freeway Bike Hike for asthma in 2015. The government is hoping international cycling events can attract more visitors to Western Australia. Marrion Candelara, WAMN News.
WA Sports Minister Terry Waldron has announced his resignation this week due to family reasons. However, he will remain as a backbench MP until 2017. Mr Waldron became minister when the Liberal National Coalition defeated Labor in 2008. During the emotional announcement, he held back tears as he thanked his colleagues and family for their support.
I want to thank Brendan Grills and Terry Redmond for the great opportunity that they all gave me. It's been an absolute privilege and honour for me to serve as a minister, and it's an honour and a privilege that I haven't taken lightly.
The City of Coburn's eco shark barrier has been reinstalled in Coogee despite the state government's refusal to fund the project. The council has decided to reintroduce the barrier after receiving positive feedback from the community. The mayor hopes the barrier can provide a safe alternative for swimmers this summer.
Well, it's $85,000 for each of the next 3 years, and we see that as a worthwhile investment in ensuring that people who come down to Coogee Beach, and an increasingly number of them now coming down from across the Perth metro area, have a choice of where they wish to swim.
In world news, Canadians have fought back after the tragic Alberta flood last year. 2 of the 3 main bridges on Elbow River opened this week, marking a major milestone in the flood recovery.
1, 2, 3.
One small ceremony on the bridge, one big symbol for them. These kids from Rydal Park School found themselves reconnected to the opposite side of Elbow River directly for the first time 17 months after the devastating Alberta floods. The marks of the flood are still visible. It is the second bridge to reopen this week along the river behind Sandy Bridge. As a lesson to the flooding that caused economic loss of $5 billion, the bridges are built in modern engineering standards that can withstand high river flows and debris impacts. They are expected to last for 100 years, according to the City of Calgary. This means Calgarians are well prepared for future potential floods. Dustin Lowe, WAM News.
And those are the top stories of the week. You can read the latest news on our website.
Thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Good night.